Hello, this is Mr. Waterman, and this is lesson 10.5, part B, geometry. We're going to look at arcs, finding arc measures when you have two chords that are intersecting inside a circle. So we have arc AB and arc DC. And so when two chords intersect inside the circle, then the measure of the angle, so in this case angle 1, is half the sum of the intercepted arcs. So I would take, to find the measure of angle 1, I would take 1/2 the measure of arc DC plus 1/2 the measure of arc AB. And if I wanted to find the measure of angle 2, I would then use the measure of BC and AD and take 1/2 of that. That would give me the measure of angle 2. So you have to make sure you're looking at the right angle when you're using this relationship. So let's move over to extra example 2. It says find the value of x. So we want this angle, so we're going to go ahead and use the relationship we just learned on the left there. So the measure of angle x is going to equal 1/2 the sum of the measure of the intercepted arcs. So 63 degrees plus 89 degrees. All right, so from there we're just going to go ahead and simplify. So that's going to give us 152 degrees, and we're going to take half of that, so we're going to end up with 76 degrees, measure of angle x. So now we have question 1. Find the measure of angle y in the circle below. So if we go ahead and take a look right here, I've added arc measure 98 up here on top, 110 degrees, and I want you to find the measure of angle y. Five, four, three, two, one. Next page. Okay, so we're back, and so now we're going to look at one more relationship. It involves 3 different cases. So when a secant and a tangent, so that's this figure at the left here, 2 tangents or 2 secants intercept outside the circle. So the intersection of these line segments is on the outside. Then the measure of the angle is 1/2 the difference of the intercepted arcs. 1/2 the difference. So this time, we're going to take the difference between the arc measures. So that is captured right here in this relationship. So to find the measure of angle 1 here, this angle, we're going to take 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc. So you have to be real careful with tangent lines. Really the arcs are going to meet at point C here. So we're going to have arc BC, and we're going to take away arc AC. There's always one arc that's bigger than the other. So you're going to subtract the smaller arc from the bigger. Alright, so let's go see if we can put this to use. Extra example 3 down here, we're asking for the angle between the 2 lines, and in this case we're going to have a secant, because it passes through and intersects the circle at 2 points, and a tangent, which intersects the circle at only one point, point U. So the measure of angle x, timeout. So measure of angle x is going to equal the 1/2 of the difference between the intercepted arcs. So we're going to take the measure of the big arc, 78 degrees, and we're going to subtract from that the measure of the smaller arc, which is 42 degrees. So from there we just have the algebra, we just have to simplify this down. We're going to get 1/2. We do 78 minus 42, we get 36 degrees. And you can see that we're going to end up with 18 degrees for our final answer. So that angle is actually quite narrow, quite a small angle. So that concludes lesson 10.5.